Hey everyone, thank you for joining and welcome to Let's Zwift. Today is stage 15 and we are on the McCurry 40 route. This route features two key climbs and we'll see if we can make a sprint at the end for our victory. Picking right up at the beginning here, and we can see that the pace is going out hard right from the beginning with multiple riders up above 5-6 watts per kilogram. This stage opens with a nice little climb to begin with, so typically this route will just have the peloton push the pace. People will typically get dropped a little bit over this climb coming up here. You can see I'm just kind of sitting in, holding 4.5 watts per kilogram, upping it up to 5. Heart rate's decent, right below 160, pushing 400 watts, and it kicks up to 11% here. You can see I'm just going to get out of my saddle as I try to keep a good pace. We're going to fast forward to about 1.7 kilometers in here, and today I do have one key teammate, Todd from Coalition, with me riding. Picking up as we're just about to go through the banner here, and you can see the group has split a little bit, but I am right at the front cresting this banner right in third, fourth wheel. That first little section was quite tough, but we're going to see a theme throughout the day is that it's not that tough of a day with a mostly flat profile. We're going to pick back up here and just kind of see me talking with my one good pal, just having a casual conversation as I did mostly throughout the day.
You been watching closely the tour?
Yeah, I try to watch like every day.
Nice.
I'm a huge Jonas Vindigo fan, so.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's been great.
My brother's a huge Tadej Pogačar fan, so.
Even better then. They've had some good battles.
Yeah, I mean, it was like they couldn't shake each other until stage 17.
That time trial was nuts.
Oh yeah.
And both just head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, like, did you hear Wout van Aert's commentary after? He's like,
No.
I was the best out of the normal people. We've been having conversations like that most of the day, but we're going to go ahead and fast forward here to about 10.6 kilometers. We'll pick back up. And there's going to be a big attack going here off the front. And you can see there's going to be a couple riders in the peloton that just pick up their pace. This rider in the orange and the purple immediately jump on and try to gap up to that one lead rider. You can see I'm still sitting at 5.5, 6 watts per kilogram, letting the gap open. And immediately, once these two more riders in the white and blue ahead of me start to go, I immediately try to jump onto their wheel at almost 450 watts. You can still see I'm at 7 watts per kilogram and losing a little bit of ground. But eventually we do bring this back as these two other riders help me gap up. And now it's just a one rider up the road on himself. We're going to jump up the road to the next sprint banner at about 16.5 kilometers. This series, there's two main things going on here. Most people are just looking for GC time, so a flat stage like this, it's not going to be super hard. But there are also riders just looking for PRs on certain segments. So we'll pick it up and we'll see what goes on here. 300 meters before the sprint line, and you can see there's 3 riders up the road and another couple of riders just pop it up in the orange numbers in the watts per kilogram. At this point, I'm just thinking that they got to be going for their PRs on this segment, as you can be entered to win in a prize pool if you do get a PR. Again, it's been a relatively easy day thus far, but coming up here with 26.7 kilometers left, we're going to fast forward to. There's going to be a couple little climbs that are no more than 100 meters in length. So I'm expecting at this point that there might be some little kicks or attacks that try to go off the front. We'll see how it goes. You can see just off the front there's going to be a big attack at 11 watts per kilogram. One rider goes away and the rest of the bunch starts to really up it above 6 watts per kilogram as well. You can see I'm out of my saddle down here pushing 175 heartbeats per minute, up at 500 watts now, just trying to hang on. And we're going to see that this string and the peloton really begins to string out here. You can see it's about 3% now, getting down a little bit, but really just pace is just hard at this point with everybody above 6 watts per kilogram. Kicks up to 5% here, and luckily I'm going to maintain in about 10th to 15th position and just kind of push my way up to the top at this pace. We're going to fast forward to the top of this climb here, but we can just see how much red is going out on the bottom bar chart there. At this point in the stage, I think people are beginning to think about the sprint finish and just kind of sitting in trying to maintain energy until then. Historically, I have not been a great sprinter, but I've been testing out some different strategies, and I think I found one that's worked pretty well, so we're going to basically see how that works out. And we're going to pick up at 1.1 kilometers as I go for glory. You can see I'm sitting nicely in the pack here with the nice calm heart rate under 160 as we prepare for this field sprint. We still have about 30 riders left, and as we prepare for the last K here, we're going to slow it down and just identify a few key points. You can see I'm sitting back here nicely in about 20th position, just getting a good draft still. You're going to see my watts are just above 500 up there in the top left as I'm not trying to sprint too hard now. And you're also going to still see that down in the bottom left here that I'm also still in the seated position, not out of my saddle sprinting yet. With 800 meters to go, nobody's decided to open up their sprint yet. And I'm just sitting nicely, kick it back down under 300 watts there. In the bottom left, you're going to see that I get out of my saddle here and kick it into a bigger gear as I prepare for my sprint. You're going to see we're approaching 600 meters left here. And importantly, I'm going to keep my watts low. As I said, I don't want to start my sprint too early as I'm going to crest too early then. I'm only at 6 watts per kilogram, still sitting nicely, just moving up into about 10th place right now. Here we go, a number of riders are starting to open up their sprint in the orange watts per kilogram, 12 watts, 16 watts per kilogram, but is it too early or are they just going to lead me out? As 500 meters is a long time to sprint for. At 400 meters, I'm going to see all the riders in front of me and open up my sprint at this point. And as 300 meters approaches, I'm going to start moving through the pack. In the top left, we're going to see my speed as it increases from 50 kilometers an hour to about 55 kilometers an hour. But is it too early? With 250 meters to go, this is still a long way to sprint. You're going to see I just come up here right to the front, and right now I just hit the wind, and we're just going to watch that speed in the top left with 200 meters to go as it's just going to immediately fall from 55 to 54 kilometers an hour. Now we're at 53. I'm still kicking hard, trying to put out all the watts I can with 185 heart rate and over 800 watts. I'm giving it everything I can, trying to hang on, but we can see the rider in the green from Arrow and the rider in the black and green are just going to come through. I'm hoping I can hang on for third. But no, looks like I'm going to get past and just hang on here for 4th place. For a second there, I thought that I could maintain a win or at least a podium, but as I'm not a pure sprinter, I am happy with this 4th place overall result for the Chasing Yellow series. You can see my video down there in the bottom left as I'm completely gassed just trying to recover from this one of the hardest sprints that I've ever done here.